Does your homeschool home ever feel chaotic? I know it does because it did for me. Maybe the house is constantly messy, meals feel stressful, and you feel like you're doing everything by yourself. One of the biggest shifts I made during our homeschooling years was realizing that a peaceful homeschool doesn't happen by accident. It happens when the home itself runs on simple systems. Today, I'm sharing 5 homemaking tips that helped our homeschool move from chaos to calm. Hey, homeschool mom, I'm Erika Sagert on the Intentional Homeschooler Podcast with more actionable steps and encouragement for your homeschooling journey so you can confidently and intentionally homeschool your children without sacrificing your sanity. Grab a pen and paper, your favorite cup of brew, and let's get started. Have you ever gotten to the end of a homeschool day and wondered, what actually got accomplished? The dishes are piling up, the laundry never ends, and the kids seem to move from one mess to the next. And somewhere along the way, you start to feel like you are the one doing everything. But here's the shift that made a huge difference in our homeschool. Homeschooling and homemaking are not separate jobs. They actually work together. In fact, homemaking is part of homeschooling. Our children learn so much by helping us run the home, cleaning, cooking, organizing, contributing to the family. When we put simple systems in place, the home begins to run more smoothly and homeschooling becomes much more peaceful. So today, I want to share 5 systems that helped keep our homeschool home running smoothly. System number 1, the kids contribute to the home. One of the biggest mistakes homeschool moms make is believing that they need to do everything by themselves. But, the truth is our children live in the home. That means they help run it. In our house, each child had a zone of responsibility. Since I have 4 kids, the zones were simple, and I divided them up into 4 different zones in the home: family room, living room, bathrooms, and kitchen. And of course, each child was responsible for their own room plus their zone. So we rotated the zones once a month. So it felt fair because, the kitchen is not the living room is not the bathroom is not the family room. They have different tasks. And so we would move them around. Plus, I wanted them to learn how to clean each room of the house. But we rotated only once a month for fairness, but also not so often that we were constantly adjusting and getting confused about whose zone was whose. And there was one rule that helped the system work really well. So if someone's belongings were left in their zone, in the zone that you were responsible to clean, and you needed to clean it, you had permission to put that item on that person's bed. Kids really don't like finding piles of stuff on their beds, so we learned very quickly to remove the things from other people's zones before cleanup time so that they didn't end up with a big pile on their bed. It was very simple, but it worked very well. And again, this wasn't just about keeping the house clean and having a perfect little home. It was about teaching our kids that running a home is a shared responsibility. And having a picked up, cleaned up, organized home relieves everybody's mind. It helps us to be able to focus more when we need to focus. System number 2, a morning chore list. So before school lessons began each day, there were a few things that had to happen first. The kids had a simple morning chore list or a morning routine. One of those chores was simply getting up and getting dressed, cleaning yourself up, taking a shower if it was shower day, brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, washing your face, getting dressed, and all of that. It might sound small, but I found that it made a huge difference. While pajamas feel really comfortable, they tend to put everyone in lazy mode. Getting up, getting dressed, getting ready for the day, tidying up the house helped everyone mentally shift into school mode. Pajamas were for off days. And yes, we had pajama days from time to time, but that was the exception, right? Not the rule. We got up, we got ready to do our job. I made it very clear to the kids that homeschooling was their job for the day. And me managing the home and managing their homeschooling was my job. And in order to help us to take it more seriously, we found it helpful to get up and get ready and get all cleaned up for the day. That way, our school days started with purpose. System number 3, a laundry rhythm. Laundry can easily become one of the biggest stress points in a busy home. So instead of letting it pile up, we created a simple, steady rhythm. Each person had one laundry day per week. When you plan it well, there really isn't a reason to be doing laundry constantly. Doing it once a week keeps the laundry from sitting around everywhere and becoming overwhelming. I just see people who do laundry every single day. It's like there's constantly laundry to do. There's constantly a basket to fold or a basket to put in the wash. But I found, even though there were 6 of us at the peak of our child rearing days, we could get away with doing laundry once a week per person. So the kids chose their own laundry day, and that was the day that they were responsible for washing, drying, and putting away their own clothes. Sometimes they teamed up with one of their siblings and combined loads. I always did the household laundry together with mine and my husband's clothes, things like towels and shared household items that needed to be washed. I always took that on with my clothes, but my kids were responsible for their own clothing. And some of you might think I'm crazy, but my kids started doing their own laundry when they were about 5 years old. You guys, operating a washing machine and a dryer is very simple, and it's easy for them to figure out. And I figured, you know what? If some clothes got ruined in the process, it was well worth training my children for their future. So, 5 might sound young, but the kids are very capable when we teach them. Now, I didn't just send them to do it all on their own. I trained them. I taught them. We did several loads together before they went on to do it by themselves. But when everyone manages their own laundry, 2 things happen. First, Mom is not buried under piles of clothes, of piles of laundry. Second, kids learn an important life skill they will use for the rest of their lives. And someday, their future spouse will thank you. System number 4, get those kids in the kitchen as well. One of the best things we did in our home was getting the kids involved in cooking. I will be honest, our kitchen was often a revolving mess. There was always something going on in our kitchen, but I am so glad that I let them learn there. We used to joke that our house was an ingredient house. We didn't have a lot of grab and go snacks. Instead, we had ingredients. If they wanted something to eat, they often had to make something. And because of that, they have all 4 of them, have become very comfortable in the kitchen. Now, all of them cook homemade food regularly, and I truly believe it's because they started learning those skills when they were young. At one point, my son Andrew, my oldest son, even decided that he was going to run a restaurant. So at lunchtime, he would go around the house taking everybody's lunch orders. What do you want to drink? What do you want for your main? What do you want for your side dish? And often he would use leftovers. So then he would go into the kitchen, he prepared the meals, and he served them to all of us. It was hilarious, and I loved it. It's one of my favorite memories of when we were all at home homeschooling. But, it also showed how comfortable he had become in the kitchen. I was able to watch him do that. That was a life skill that he was learning. Those are the kinds of life skills that come from including our kids in the work of the home. System number 5, daily house resets. Another simple system that helped our home run smoothly was doing quick resets during the day. We did a midday reset. So basically right after lunch, we would spend just a few minutes to put things away and tidy up. So this included they needed to go through the rooms and gather their personal items and put them away. And then they spent a few minutes in their zone, those zones that I talked about earlier on in this episode. And then we did a simple evening reset before bed. Nothing major, but just putting things back where they belong. Get their school area ready, whether that was their personal desk or the table that we used. Their zone, their room, just general tidy. Not perfection, but just a general tidy up so that when they got up, they were ready to start over again. Waking up to a clean home makes the next homeschool day start with calm instead of stress. Small resets prevent big messes. Now, of course, we had days where it was big messes, but when it went well and we were following our systems, things stayed much more calm and peaceful and provided a great place for us to learn. So here's something important to remember. Homemaking is not separate from homeschooling. It's part of it. So you instill these ideas and you use them as part of your school days, and it just becomes real life. You are training your kids how to do real life. When children learn to cook and clean, organize, and contribute to the household, they're learning life skills that will serve them for decades. One of the greatest gifts we can give our children is the ability to run a home well. Consider giving these 5 systems a try. Number 1, kids contribute to the home always. System 2, do a morning chore list. System 3, find that laundry rhythm and get those kids involved. System 4, get those kids in the kitchen. Let them cook. Let them make a mess. You'll be glad you did. And then system number 5, daily house resets. So take those key times throughout the day to reset the house, to get things put back where they belong. If your home feels chaotic right now, don't try to fix everything at once. Start with one of these systems. Maybe it's the morning chore list, or maybe it's teaching your kids to do their own laundry. Maybe it's letting them help in the kitchen, even if it makes a mess. Homeschool homes that feel peaceful aren't built on perfection. They are built on systems and participation. And those systems don't just make your home run better, they also help raise capable adults. So you want to homeschool, but you don't know where to start. Or you're already homeschooling and you just need a new perspective. I want to invite you to book a free coaching call with me. Sometimes you don't need to start over. You just need a little wind in your sails and a few new ideas. On that call, we will talk through homeschooling as a whole, whether you're new to homeschooling or as a seasoned homeschool mom. I will show you how my course, Charting Your Homeschool Course, helps moms homeschool with clarity, confidence, and intention. You can book that free call in the show notes. Go do it today. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and right here where a brand new episode drops every other Thursday. Until next time, you've got this, Mom.